Hello everyone, Danny here today to talk to you about the second book in Sebastien De Castell's, and I really hope I pronounced his name correctly, Greatcoat series. This is a book that, for me, had ups and downs. It had parts of the book that I loved, and it had parts of the book that kind of drove me a little nuts. And I'll get into that and explain what I mean by all that. But first, as usual, I have my favorite request to make. If you love audiobooks, books in general, please subscribe to my channel. Come join me on my audiobook journey. Feel free to let me know of any books that you would like me to listen to and let you know what I think about. Now, what do I mean? It had its real ups and downs. So the first book in the series, if you watch that review, and I'll put a link to it in my section, my fill junk out down below. I don't know what that's called, but I'll put a link to it down there. I tell you that the plot wasn't really what drew me into the book. The action really wasn't what drew me into the book. It was the banter and the relationship between the characters. This book takes the intensity level and ups it quite a bit. It loses a lot of that banter that I had really, really loved in the first book. You lose the fun feel of the first book. This second book does not feel fun at all. At the same time, you get a more convoluted but slightly better plot line. The battle scenes are better drawn out. You no longer have these scenes where Falcio just starts into battle and then wakes up and the battle's over. That doesn't happen in this book. The battles actually get described. You have moments of brilliance by the characters and moments of complete idiocy by the characters, which is real true to life. All of us have moments where we're brilliant and moments where someone needs to give slap us and wake us up, kind of a thing. And that's there were several points in the book where you're just wanting to pull your hair out, going, don't you see? It's right there in front of you. What's going on? It's her. She's the real bad person. Why are you listening to her? There were moments that totally caught me by surprise. I didn't see coming at all. I mean, when some things happened, I was like, whoa. Okay, I didn't see that coming at all. There are moments where they're charging headlong into an impossible situation, and you're just like, you idiot, why are you doing that? Turn around and go back, and somehow it ends up working out. The reason I say there's moments that I really, really loved about it, you lose that banter. In fact, there's a point in the book where Falcio is isolated and he's cut off from all of his friends. And the people he has with him that he thinks are friends are actually some of his absolute worst enemies. And that loss, the first book, what I really loved about that first book was that relationship between the three of them, that, you know, the friendship that they had, the banter that they had going back and forth. Now, the end of the book, some of that comes back at the end of the book. For me, the best part of the book was the end of the book. And I don't mean that in the sense that because the book's over, oh, thank goodness, all right, best part of the book is putting it away. That's not what I mean at all. What I mean is the book in the end felt like it returned to kind of the theme and structure of the first book. You get 90% of the book that almost feels like it's written by a completely different person than who wrote the first book. And then that last 10%, it goes back to that. So it leaves you with the same fun, feeling good feeling that you had. That said, there are some places in this book where it goes dark, where it goes, and there's some scenes of torture and stuff in there to where I'm listening to it as I'm at work and I'm just like, I almost feel too depressed and exhausted to keep working. I feel drained just from listening to what's going on in this book right now. So it's raised the intensity level considerably over the first book. It almost reached the point where I would have said, I'm done. I don't want to listen to this anymore. I have a level of darkness that once books go beyond that, they lose enjoyment for me. Some people enjoy their books really dark. I mean, people are different. They have differing levels. And that's that. This walked right up. It took that dimmer switch and it went. And it had me sitting there going, I don't know if I want to finish this. This is kind of ruining the series for me. I don't know if I want to finish this. And then, we'll turn the light back on and we'll bring it back to where it needs to be so I can really enjoy it. The main overall arching plot is not a surprise at all. Almost from the end of the last book going forward into this one, the direction this one takes in the beginning leaves you confused. What's going on? But it doesn't take long to figure out what is going on, and then you spend 3/4 to 90% of the book, 80% of the book, wondering why Falkio and his friends can't figure out what's going on. I see what's going on. I see where this is going. This is no surprise at all. There, like I said, there are surprises. They come in smaller chunks. There's some new people that you get to know a bit better. There's a character that, despite her rough, gruff kind of demeanor, I really had liked, who turns out to be an enemy, and then it gets redeemed and becomes a friend, and I liked how that worked. You get to see more of the king's plan, and that the king really did actually have a plan. The final battle was awesome. Loved the way the final battle played out. Absolutely loved it. And the final battle, the way the final battle played out, I did not see coming. It starts off with, and I don't want to give too much away, but it starts off with Falkio talking and people joining him, and you think, okay, well, he's going to change their mind using words. He's going to change the enemy's mind using words. That's not how they end up winning the battle, and I'm not going to say any more than that because I do not want to spoil the book. Hang on. Starting to get a dry throat. And I loved how it ended. You get to see Falkio starting to kind of wake up, and I don't want to say mature because that's not really the word I'm looking for, but he kind of wakes up to reality a little bit and realizes, I mean, in the end of the book, and the way he deals with the Dukes is different than the way he would have dealt with that situation in the beginning of the book. And that's good because he goes through a heck of a lot before he gets there. It should have changed him, and the author does have it change him. Very curious to see where the next book in the series goes. It does not end on any kind of like a cliffhanger or any kind of a real direction or plot. It ends leaving the doors wide open for the author to take it in several different directions. It definitely, you can tell the series isn't over, even if I didn't know about more books, and there are several more books in this series. Even if I didn't know that, I would know the series is not over. The way the author ends it, it's definitely going to continue the series, but it's wide open as to which direction the next book is going to take it, and I'm curious to see which direction the author is going to take it. If you like this video, please hit the like button. If you like my channel, subscribe, turn on notifications. Please come join me in my audiobook journey. Questions, comments, feedbacks, book requests, put them in the comment section. But you know what? Mature content. I forgot to address mature content. Definitely mature content in this book. Like I said, a very intense scene of torture. You have some sexual references, and you have language in the book. So, that being said, no matter what else you do today, make sure that today you listen to at least one really good audiobook. And I do definitely recommend The Night Shadow. I almost forgot the name of the book. Book 2 of the Greatcoats series by, and I forgot the author's name now. Boy, I'm having one of them days, aren't I? Anyhow, thank you.